picked doing a case study on public speaking anxiety, comparing face-to-face and web-based speeches. The study is to determine if students have a different level of anxiety given a speech face-to-face in a classroom compared to giving a speech online to, a group of audience that you'll never see. 70 students were used in this case study. The students were placed into two groups. The groups were Group A and Group B. Each student gave the same speech 2 times. Group A started off by giving their speech face-to-face to an audience. Their second speech was given into a webcam. Group B did the same thing, but they did it in reverse. So Group B gave the first speech in a webcam and then gave their second speech face-to-face. Each student wore a monitor that shows data on their heart rate while they were given the speech. The results were compared to see if there was a different level of anxiety between the two different kinds of speeches. They were also given a survey towards the end to ask them about the speech, both speeches. The 70 students that were used were enrolled in 3 different kinds of public speaking courses. Adobe Connect, which is a type of webcam, it was used to give the web-based speeches. The survey was 16 questions long. A lot of the questions, the students were given 3 options to choose from, which the 3 options were web-based, delivery, face-to-face delivery, or uncertain. They just weren't really sure. An example, actually on a web page titled Public Speaking Anxiety, Comparing Face-to-Face and Web-Based Speeches, Scott Campbell and James Lawson asked a question to the students. The question said, did you feel more anxiety during your face-to-face speech, or did you feel more during the web-based speech? The heart rate monitor showed the point during the speech where the heart rate was the highest, where they experienced the most anxiety. The study showed that anxiety does play a huge role in the speech. Of the 70 students, 43 average heart rates were recorded for the live presentation and only 37 for the web. 5 students had heart rate data, but no survey data. There were 30 males and 34 females. I think I said that wrong. 36 females and 34 males. All 70 students returned the survey towards the end. Either they had it completely filled out or partially filled out. All the students were asked in the survey which speech they were more anxious about. 45.7% were more anxious about the face-to-face speech, and 34.3% were more anxious about the web-based delivery, which that comes from the webpage titled Public Speaking Anxiety, Comparing Face-to-Face and Web-Based Speeches. The remaining response were uncertain or missing data. Another question asked if it was more difficult to make eye contact during the face-to-face in front of an audience or during a web-based where they can't see the audience. Surprisingly, though, 67.7% felt that it was a lot more difficult to make eye contact during the camera than, if they were in a classroom physically in front of an audience. Only 20% felt like it was harder to make eye contact during face-to-face, which that shocked me to hear because, personally, my anxiety is through the roof when it comes to face-to-face, and as far as eye contact goes, I make none at all. 40% felt greater anxiety during the face-to-face speech. 44.6% felt greater anxiety in the web-based delivery, but 15% were unsure. They just couldn't figure out which speech gave them more anxiety. There were no significant differences in the heart rates, which that kind of shocked me too. The average heart rate for the face-to-face was 123.39 and 120.64, and that also came from the web page titled Anxiety, Public Speaking Anxiety Comparing Face-to-Face to Web-Based Speeches. Technology is so huge nowadays that a lot more presentations are going to end up being held on the computer, and a lot of the professors, like, they gotta figure out ways in order to make giving a speech not very hard, I guess, or find ways to lessen anxiety when it comes to them. So they really have a lot of stuff they need to research, discuss, figure out. Because let's face it, majority of people have some type of anxiety when it comes to public speaking. I think there's rarely anybody that doesn't. But that includes my case study. It was very interesting. I definitely learned a lot. Thank you.